In the quiet, cobblestone streets of a small French village nestled among rolling vineyards, James Harrow lived a life shrouded in shadows. Once a brilliant engineer from Manchester, England, he had moved to this remote corner of France 5 years ago, seeking solace after a career-destroying scandal. Now, at 42, his days were a blur of cheap wine and regret, his nights plagued by haunting dreams. The villagers whispered about him, calling him L'Anglais perdu, the lost Englishman, as he stumbled through the alleys, his gaunt frame a stark contrast to the once vibrant man he had been. One stormy evening, as rain lashed against the cracked windows of the dilapidated house he rented, James awoke from a dream so vivid it felt real. A woman with pale, translucent skin and eyes like storm clouds stood before him, her voice a whisper on the wind. The numbers bind you, as they bound us. Break the cycle, or drown in it. In her hands, she held a piece of paper scribbled with strange equations. C equals 1 plus 1. S equals 7 by 1. The symbols lingered in his mind as he sat up, sweat beading on his forehead. He dismissed it as the ramblings of a wine-soaked brain until he found a hidden compartment in the attic the next day. Inside was an old leather-bound journal, its pages yellowed and brittle. The handwriting was elegant yet frantic, detailing the life of a man named Eth, a 17th-century French nobleman who had owned this very land. Etienne wrote of his descent into alcoholism, his family's wealth squandered on lavish parties, and a curse placed upon them by a scorned servant. The servant, a mathematician named Marianne, had woven a spell into the family's lineage, binding their fate to ignorance and excess. The journal ended with a chilling note. The numbers will guide the last of us to redemption or doom. James felt a chill crawl up his spine. The equations from his dream matched those scrawled in the margins of the journal. Could this be more than coincidence? Driven by a mix of curiosity and dread, he sought out Claire Dubois, a local historian known for her knowledge of the village's past. Claire, a sharp-witted woman in her 30s with a penchant for unraveling mysteries, listened intently as James recounted his story. Her eyes widened when he showed her the journal. "This isn't just a family tale," Claire said, her voice low. "The Valois line died out centuries ago, but there's a legend that one branch fled to England. Your name Harrowitz, a variant of Valois, a de Valois, alias. You might be the last descendant." The revelation hit James like a thunderbolt. Could he be tied to this Claire suggested they investigate further, and together they pored over old records in the village archive. They uncovered letters hinting at Marianne's revenge, a spell that would pass down through generations, ensuring that each heir would succumb to the same vices. They broke the cycle through knowledge and sobriety. Days turned into weeks as James struggled with his addiction. The dreams grew more intense, the woman's voice urging him to solve the numbers. Claire hypothesized that the equations were a key, perhaps a test of intellect to lift a curse. They worked tirelessly, decoding the symbols. C equals 1 plus 1 seems impunity, perhaps a call to reconcile with his past. S equals 7 by 1 was trickier, but Claire suggested it represented the 7 virtues multiplied by a single act of will. The more James studied, the clearer his mind became, the fog of alcohol lifting slightly with each breakthrough. Yet the curse fought back. One night, as a full moon cast eerie shadows across the house, James heard footsteps on the creaking stairs. A cold presence filled the room, and the ghostly figure of Marianne appeared, her eyes burning with resentment. "You cannot escape what you are," she hissed, her voice echoing with centuries of pain. James froze, but Claire's voice cut through the terror. "Face her with what you've learned." Drawing on his newfound resolve, James recited the equations aloud, linking them to the virtues he'd begun to embrace. Courage, wisdom, temperance. The ghost wavered, her form flickering as if weakened by his words. With a final cry, she vanished, leaving behind a silence that felt like release. The journal, now resting on the table, glowed faintly before the light faded, its pages blank. James awoke the next morning with a clarity he hadn't known in years. The cravings were still there, but weaker, Manageable, Claire visited, bringing news the village elders had found records confirming his lineage, and the curse's end seemed tied to his sobriety. Over the months, James rebuilt his life, teaching himself engineering again and helping the village with small projects. The dreams stopped, but the memory of Mary Ann lingered as a reminder. One autumn evening, as the vineyards turned golden, a stranger arrived in the village, a man claiming to be a distant cousin from England, bearing a letter from James's long-lost sister. The letter spoke of their father's struggles with alcohol, a pattern echoing the Valois curse. James realized the cycle could have continued through his family, but his actions had broken it. He welcomed the cousin, vowing to share his story as a warning and a hope. Let's now explore some of the intriguing aspects of this tale. The power of dreams. Throughout history, dreams have been seen as messages from the subconscious or even glimpses into the future. In the story, James's dreams serve as a catalyst for change, pushing him to confront the curse. They act as a bridge between the conscious and the unknown, guiding him towards understanding his heritage and breaking the curse. The allure of the unknown. Asterisk, the story taps into our fascination with the hidden past. Many of us have probably wondered about our ancestors and whether we carry any inherited traits or destiny. James's journey into his family history mirrors this curiosity, reminding us that our roots can have a profound impact on our lives. Confronting inner demons. Asterisk, at the core of the story is James's battle with alcohol addiction, a struggle that affects countless individuals and families. His journey to sobriety is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the importance of seeking help and understanding in overcoming personal challenges. The search for redemption. Asterisk, the idea of a curse often symbolizes a sense of hopelessness and resignation. However, in this tale, James challenges his fate by embracing knowledge, confronting his past, and striving for personal growth. His story offers a message of hope, suggesting that we have the power to shape our destinies, even when faced with seemingly insurmountable odds. The role of community and support. Asterisk, James's transformation and eventual redemption are not solely his own doing. He receives crucial support from Claire, who embodies the power of human connection and shared purpose. The story highlights how seeking help and forming bonds with others can be essential in breaking free from cycles of despair. Now, let's engage with some questions that will deepen your understanding and appreciation of the story. How does the setting of the story contribute to its overall atmosphere and themes? Consider the significance of the isolated village in the dilapidated house. What do the symbols and codes represent in the context of the story? How do they function as both a challenge and a pathway to redemption for James? Analyze the character of Mary Ann. Why is she driven to seek revenge on the Valois family? How does a presence in the story symbolize the power of the past? Discuss the symbolism of the recurring number 7. How might it be interpreted within the story's narrative? Do you think the story offers a message of hope, or does it reinforce a sense of fatalism? Support your answer with evidence from the text. As we bring this discussion to a close, remember that the brilliance of literature lies in its ability to raise more questions and interpretations. Feel free to continue exploring the themes and ideas presented in the story. If you enjoyed this tale, please consider sharing it with others. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating stories. Until next time, keep reading, keep thinking, and keep discovering the magic in every story.